In the Bible, we find one of the most beautiful appeal from God. It says, "Today, if you hear His voice, harden not your heart." Would you like to spend this day with God? Listen to this devotional.
This Day with God, a devotional by Ellen G. White. Choosing and doing. Who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we being dead to sins should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye are healed. 1 Peter 2 verse 24. It is because he, Christ, has borne the punishment in his own body on the cross that man has a second probation. He may, if he will, return this loyalty. But if he refuses to obey the commands of God, if he rejects the warnings and messages God sends, choosing rather the words of fallacy spoken by those who echo the word of the deceiver, he is willingly ignorant, and the condemnation of God is upon him. He chooses disobedience because obedience means lifting the cross and practicing self-denial and following Christ in the path of obedience. The natural mind leans towards pleasure and self-gratification, and it is Satan's policy to manufacture an abundance of this, that they may be filled with excitement, leaving men and women no time to consider the question, "How is it with my soul?" The love of pleasure is infectious. Given up to this, the mind hurries from one point to another, ever seeking for some amusement. The ability to enjoy the riches of glory will be developed in proportion to the desire we have of these riches. How shall an appreciation of God and heavenly things be developed unless it is in this life? If the claims and cares of the world are allowed to engross all our time and attention, our spiritual powers weaken and die because they are not exercised. In a mind wholly given to earthly things, every inlet through which light from heaven may enter is closed. God's transforming grace cannot be felt on mind and character. The talents which should be used in active piety are ignored and neglected. How then can a response be made when the invitation is heard? "Come, for all things are now ready." Luke 14 verse 17. How is it possible for a man to receive the commendation, "Well done, good and faithful servant," when he has been disobedient, unthankful, unholy? He has trained the mind to disregard God's plainest requirements, to dislike religious things. He loves the things of earth more than the things of heaven. Obedience to God's commands will enroll our names in the Lamb's Book of Life, for we are made partakers of Christ.